Hey, welcome back to more Dark Souls. Now, this would be the time normally when I'd start equipping some new stuff. Wrong way. But that just doesn't really make sense to me right now because we... Oh, do we want to go that way, though? We do. We actually do because we want to unlock that thing. Right. Anyway, this would normally be the time when I'd start... when I'd put some stuff on, put on some new stuff. But for one, I'm going to mull it over a little bit while we play. But also... there's a few, there's a little bit of places, especially right now, where, like, I don't really want to risk losing stuff quite yet. So we're gonna just go au natural for a little bit. And get into the position we want to be in, where we're actually going to need our weapons and not just be running away. And then figure out what we're going to use. I'm kind of thinking of using the longsword just to save the great scythe. That's my thinking right now. I might change my mind on that, but... It's, longswords are almost renewable in a way. Like, there's a good chance that you can get an enemy to drop them going through the bergs. Not that I'd be grinding for them, but I mean just random chance. It happens fairly often as long as you're not skipping the guys. Oh, can I get past this guy now that he's awake? Yeah, that could be a problem. I mean, the thing is, now we have the basement key, so we don't actually have to go this way. That becomes, like, a real problem. Oh, move it, move it, move it. Okay, no, it's fine, yeah. No problem. Okay. So, yeah, across here. Right. Right. And, yeah, we just want to open the gate from this side just so we have the option of coming down this way later. And there's an item there, I didn't even realize that. But I actually don't want to go into Blighttown from this direction. But then on the other hand, there's some weapons... I can think of one chest right when you get in there that is worth checking out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this rotten pine resin. That does poison damage, I assume, but I'd like to be sure. Are those from the DLC? I don't really remember running into like any pine resin that wasn't the electric one. It does add poison. Did they add like a bunch more in the DLC or something, or am I just completely blanking on them? So yeah, we're definitely opening this. Oh, that's not how that works. Oh. You still need the key. Okay. I thought it was unlocked from one side. I am completely and utterly wrong. Is there something over here? I don't really remember there being anything over here. Yeah, I didn't think so. But I don't remember there being a ledge here either, so I was thinking I could have been mistaken. Well, that being the case, I guess we're not going to open that. And there's really no reason, none at all, not to take a quick peek into Blighttown and try our hands at maybe getting a couple of items that are near the top here. Because, like I said, there's at least one chest I can think of that normally has like a full set of crimson robes, I think, that's going to have a full set of something else. You know, it's going to have 4 random items. I don't know. I don't think they'll even be armor, per se. It'll just be 4 items, and that... sounds pretty appetizing. That sounds like a good find. Here we go. This is it, I think. No, this is a different one, because it's only 2. 6-eyed helm with the channelers and a pendant. Isn't that the pendant that is, like, does literally nothing? Is it show open? Okay, well, this guy's coming at me. I'm going to, for now, assume that it is indeed that pendant. And you know what? Like, I mean, we have no chance of losing anything right now. We're just running around naked. Like, anywhere we can get to that doesn't involve killing enemies to get there, is fair game, I think. Like, there's no reason not to try it out and just, like, let's just see how far we can get, how many items we can grab on our short little expedition here. Because this is, you have to, I think that's important, actually. Oh, jeez. That's almost like the meta of this run that I've invented. Oh, okay. Is, you've got to take advantage of everything you got. Okay, well, we're about to die, though. Yeah. Okay, well, that didn't really happen. I'm not going to waste anybody's time and come back down here. But what I was going to say is you've got to take advantage of even the bad things that happen. So, like, yeah, you died and you lost all your armor. Boo-hoo. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to use it to your advantage? Use it to your advantage by scoping out some areas that are usually too dangerous for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have anything to lose, so use that to your advantage. It's like it's like that old story, or that old what's it called? something someone wrote, I think it was on like 4chan or something. Someone wrote like a long thing about how he wishes he was suicidal because then he could do anything. You know, he wouldn't care about death, so he'd just go around doing whatever the fuck he wants. It's that saying, you gotta have that sort of optimistic nihilism to be able to take advantage of the bad stuff. Things go bad, that's just freedom, man. That just means you don't have to worry because what's gonna happen? Things are gonna go bad, they're already bad. Don't have to worry about it. Anyway, this is one of those situations though where that does not necessarily apply to real life. We're talking about the video game here. So that comes up surprisingly often where this advice, it's great for the game, not so much for real life, I'd say. You know, I'm not a fan of nihilism. I guess at least optimistic nihilism is a little more optimistic. But I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't say, you know, because optimistic nihilism isn't really founded in anything. You know what I mean? You're optimistic for no reason. You're just optimistic because you've chosen to be optimistic, but there's not really any reason. You know, if you look at just the cold hard facts, I mean, I guess you could say the cold hard facts are neither optimistic or pessimistic, they just are, so it's equally as strange to become pessimistic about the facts. But then again, that's also assuming that nihilism is based in facts, but it's just as much an ideology as anything else, so it's not necessarily based in facts, it's just one way of looking at the facts. And it would be, yeah. I don't know. What I'm trying to say, though, is I wouldn't advocate nihilism in any way. I would just say that, which way do we need to go? We got to go back to the bridge, right? I would just say that it usually leads to a pessimistic view because of the way you're looking at things, which is kind of a strange thing to say. You know what I mean? Because you're the one choosing how to look at them. Who's to say you couldn't choose to... Just like you're basically choosing to be nihilistic, why couldn't you choose to be optimistically nihilistic? I guess there's no real reason, but it's kind of. I guess it's kind of like a. It's your brain holding two ideas at once. What's that called? Cognitive dissonance, where like you believe both at the same time that life has no meaning, but at the same time you are giving it meaning through basically your emotions almost, or you could say your willpower if you want to, get like Nietzsche into it. But you're like, there's no purpose, but yet you're trying to give it purpose. But ultimately, the purpose you give it, by being nihilistic, you have to admit is indeed still purposeless. Which means if you ever spent the time to think about it, you'd probably still end up with that sense of purposelessness that leads to that sort of depression that people associate with nihilism. I don't know what I'm going on about, but I guess it fills the time while we're getting over to where we want to be. Oh, right, the basement key... Okay, the dragon's back. The basement key doesn't actually, it doesn't open that over there. That one you actually do have to get to from the other side. But it opens the one up on the bridge. But still, I think it would make sense to get that going right there. And I'm not really sure how easy it is from this angle to get to that door. So I'm going to run there naked. And actually, there's no reason not to unlock that other door from the other side naked, too. I don't think there's any enemies we actually have to kill. There are the dogs that could be quite hard to get past, but I don't think they'd be impossible to get past. Okay, now can we actually... We didn't make it. Okay. Well, that makes me very happy that we didn't try to run past there with some weapons and stuff, I think we almost could make it, but... You know what they say about insanity, it's trying the same thing over and over again. Which is actually an overused quote, because that was just Einstein who said that. People seem to forget. I've heard it, dozens of times people say, the definition of insanity is trying something over and over again and expecting a different result. It's like, no, it's not. That's not the definition of insanity. That is what Einstein said was insanity. Which is fine, he can have his opinion. That is an insane thing to do most of the time. Well, basically all the time. That is insane. I would agree with Einstein. It's not the definition. Don't misattribute his quote. It's just a quote. It's a good quote, but it's a quote. It's not a definition. You could say Einstein's definition of insanity. That's more accurate. I don't know. That's just it's a minor pet peeve sort of thing. Except it doesn't really even peeve me that much. I don't know. It peeves me a little bit. It's like it's a. I don't know if there's a specific word for a small pet peeve. Do I want to talk to Solaire? I mean, I guess I will. Is he still around? Yeah, I mean, Do I even, though? Do I even... I'm trying to think if there's anything talking to him would get me that I wouldn't be able to get normally that I care about. Yes, it would. Later on, he goes... well, I don't want to spoil it for anyone because I know my friend has watched the last few. So, oh, oops. Oops. Is it actually going to be a problem? Yes, fine, whatever. I don't really... Because I don't know if you say no, I don't know if he... Also, this could have been a random item, actually. So that was actually smart to do, but I guess it's not. Which is too bad, actually, because I'm not going to use that. So I wish it was random. Right, I don't want to spoil what happens to him later, because I know at least one friend of mine hasn't beaten the game. He's played, like, a good bit of the game, I think. But he hasn't beaten it, and I know he's watched at least a few episodes. So, you know, I'll hold off on saying what happens to Solaire. Just needless to say, he shows up later, and I'm pretty sure there's some way to get an item from him involved if you meet with him later, and I'm not sure if he actually ever moves from that spot if you don't talk to him. He probably does, considering even that yellow guy, whatever his name is, Lotran or whatever, something like that. Since he moves, Solaire probably does, but I just want to be sure because, you know, every weapon we can get is important at this point. Okay, now we're at the stage where we actually have to make a decision. Oh, I did want to mention one thing. Someone said that they thought it would be a good idea. What was the guy's name? It was like Mini Boots or something? Commenter. It was like Mini Boots 13232, something like. It's not that important. I'm just, you know. He said, or she, I don't know, said that I should use the ring, like Ring of Sacrifice. I should be able to buy them, but I should only be able to save one item. And I kind of like that. I don't have the souls to actually do that right now. So, like, I'm going to sort of leave that as just a possibility for now. And not really say for sure either way. So, like, if you know, if anyone else ends up commenting on it and giving an opinion, I'll keep that in mind, you know. We'll wait. What I'm saying is we'll wait until there's an actual situation in which we can get the rings. Because we had one, but now we don't anymore. Part of me is actually considering equipping a broken straight sword, because I know what's coming up next. What's coming up next is the dogs. And the dogs fucking suck to get through the first time. But then again, we're going to have to get... So I guess basically... Okay. What we need to do now is we need to get down into the lower bergs. We need to get past the lower bergs and then ignore the demon for a second and go up to where it connects with, like, Firelink Shrine, you know, that sort of way, and open up that door there, because that's another one-way door. And if we do that, then we'll, you know, that's all we have to do right now. We do not need to decide our equipment for what we're going to use against the demon. We just need to find our equipment for what we're going to use to get to there. And actually, is it possible? I'm going to try it at least one time. Is it possible to do that by running through? I really doubt it, because I think those dogs are going to be just entirely too fast. But I think it would be dumb not to try. Oh, oops. Well, it's a good thing I didn't equip anything, right? But yeah, I think it doesn't make any sense not to at least try it. Try it one time without falling off, of course. But it wouldn't make sense not to try it and see how far we can get. If it's... You know, we'll definitely be skipping some stuff and not getting the items along the way, probably. But that's fine, because if we can open it up from the other side, I'll feel a lot better, because that'll... I don't know. That's the main thing we have to do here, and that just opens up an option for us. At that point, we don't have to fight the dogs from this side. We wouldn't even necessarily have to fight them at all. It gives us a freedom of... It gives us a choice of how we want to approach things, and I think that's valuable. I don't know if the dogs would be easier from the other side, but I'm doing surprisingly well running away from them, actually. Okay, well, I was. Run, there you go. Yeah, that was actually not hard, like, at all to do. Yeah, like, surprisingly easy, which actually tells me that I should probably just run through there and grab all the items. Let's grab whatever this is. Do we? No, we don't have that, and who knows where it is. Maybe it's right here. Maybe we're lucky. Plank shield. Plank shield doesn't guard 100%, I don't think. I mean, it's still something. Could be used for parrying if we want to, you know, do that sort of thing instead of 100% block. I mean, not that you can't do both. I'm just saying, like, it would be something useful to use the plank shield with. We got this lady here. I don't know if we actually want to buy anything from her right now. I don't know if there's anything too useful she sells. I know she sells, like, the anti-poison stuff, but I don't know if we actually need any of that right now. I'm going back to Firelink Shrine just to, you know, get to the shrine and so that I spawn there, because that's the thing, we don't actually have to mess with Lower Berg if we don't want to. You know, my sort of idea in this whole run is that we're going to fight all the bosses, maybe or maybe not including the, oh, okay. Oh, come on. No, come on. You gotta let me do this. No, come on. I don't even have a weapon. Where am I supposed to... Oh. Maybe I can get him to attack Latro. Or whatever. Whatever his name is. I don't really remember. I think it's Latro. Yeah, let's try this. Okay, that didn't really work. Let's drink this. We got enough. We're not using him for anything. Hey, they did attack him, but he didn't actually get angry at all. Well, trying to try out our punch techniques. It's not very effective. Let's, maybe it works now? No? Maybe I could lead him away? I don't really know what to do with this at this point here. Like, I don't want to equip a weapon just to kill these guys, because I actually want to run back into the lower bergs without any weapons equipped. I could equip a broken straight sword just to kill him real quick, because if I got some backstabs on him, that'd probably work just fine. Let's see if we can't lure him up here and then escape them by using the elevator. Yeah, let's try that sort of thing. That might work. So they should be like right behind me now, like right down there. And I'm gonna go around over here. Actually, I can go right here. And let's see if this works, maybe. Ooh, also I could... Oh, this is smart. Here we go. This is some outside the box thinking. I'm gonna go to the asylum because I think... I'm not sure, and I guess it's actually kind of interesting, so I wouldn't mind finding out. But I think going between the asylum and here will respawn the enemies. Even though it won't be me dying or going to a fire or anything like that. So this might just do it. We could also actually check out the asylum while we're here. Are there any items close by? I don't think so. No, there's not like new items that show up. They're just new places you can get to in there. Pretty sure that's how it works anyway. So we'll and I don't think we have the key. Do we have the key? If we have the key, we might want to do that. I mean, we do have the key. Huh. Is there somewhere you can get with the key that does not involve fighting to be able to get an item? I honestly have no idea. So that might just be a waste of time, so I might just try to avoid it for now. Okay, here comes a drop. Yeah. Yeah, Framp is still sleeping down there. Are there guys around? No, there aren't. That worked. Okay. Interesting thing to know. Very useful, actually. Apparently. I never would have thought it'd be useful. Going between the asylum and here resets enemies. Good thing to know. Alright. You know what? I just realized I don't think I ever remembered to put the seed for this randomization in the description. I keep... Oh, there we go. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's why you don't equip weapons when you don't need to. Yeah, I don't think I ever actually put the seed in the description like I said I was going to. I guess no one's noticed, so that means no one's actually gonna try this and try and beat me. I don't blame you. It's kind of tough. But yeah, I need to do that. I need to remember. I'm probably gonna forget again, but we'll see. Okay, so yeah, I think at this point it makes sense to go into the lower bergs and see if we can't grab some items. Now, that's actually a lot harder, I think. It's going to be a lot harder than just running through it like we did. So we might not actually be able to really get anything. But again, it's one of those situations where, like, what's the harm in trying? I mean, like, time wasted, I suppose, but I find it pretty entertaining trying to avoid all these guys. So, you know, I don't know. I've been playing... Okay, now I know I've been playing too much Unexplored because I saw that locked door over there and I was thinking, oh, I'll just pray in front of it. That'll open it. If you haven't played Unexplored, which you probably haven't, then you won't understand what I'm talking about. But needless to say because I've already said it, I've been playing too much of it. We can grab this and get dead right away, but... Miracle Tranquil Walk of Peace. What does that do? I'm not actually sure. I've never really used much magic, and that doesn't actually seem like the kind of magic I would use if I even used it. Because, you know, it's mostly the offensive stuff that I use. Does it show up somewhere in your inventory? I actually don't know. Yeah, it does. Tranquil Walk of Peace. Oh, no, wait. I think I remember this, maybe. No, I've never used miracles. Okay. It slows walking, but does not affect attacks. But nevertheless defines peace perfectly. What? Slows all walking within effect area. I see. Soothing Sunlight restores high HP for self and vicinity. And Hush, which masks all noise. If you could use those without a catalyst, those would be very tempting. I kind of actually want to head to the asylum real quick and check to see if there's anywhere I can go. I hope no one minds the whole running away from all the enemies thing. You know, like, as far as I see it, I think it's still fairly exciting. Almost more so, because you have no plan of... you have nothing you can do if you get caught. But then again, the stakes aren't very high at all, so I could see both sides there. But I think it's the smart thing to do, right? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be smart people. Trying to, you know, increase our chances of success. And the only way to do that is to be smart. And to do things like this. Like I said, take advantage of the negativity. Optimistic nihilism. Is that a real philosophy, by the way? Holy... Okay. Well, you know, we gave it the old college try, and that's good enough for me. Didn't make it the first time. I'm not going to waste anybody's time anymore. That's fine. But yeah, is optimistic nihilism an actual thing? You know, I just realized there's another thing down in New Londo that we can get while we're in this optimistic nihilism phase. We can go over where those ghosts are, grab that. Unless we've grabbed that already. Have we grabbed that already? I think we've grabbed that already. But I don't remember. So I'm going to waste everybody's time by going down there because I think it's still there. I mean, if it's still there, I obviously haven't wasted anybody's time unless you really dislike this whole running around without killing anybody thing. Which, again, I don't blame you, but it's what we're doing because I think it's kind of a necessity. Well, not a necessity, but I think it's the best way to play things. And I'm about trying to find the best way. That doesn't mean I always do it, but, you know, you gotta try. Optimistic nihilism. That's what I was trying to say. Is optimistic nihilism, is that a real thing? Does Nietzsche fall under that imposing of the will sort of stuff? I don't know if I'd call him optimistic, though. The whole God is dead sort of thing. I don't know. Oh, we haven't gotten it. Okay, good. Nobody's time has been wasted. We got crystal gauntlets. Crystal gauntlets. Okay, well, yeah, we're dead. That's basically what always happens, and that's why I never, that's why I didn't go there at the beginning. But it was definitely worth going to now to check out what we got. What was this guy? What was this guy want, actually?
What a surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't explode.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't expect to make it either, buddy. So, I don't know why people seem to really dislike that guy. I don't mind him at all. I don't understand why the dislike. I mean, yeah, I guess he's kind of like a sarcastic prick about most things, but like it's like in an endearing way, you know? He seems like yeah, I don't know. That didn't seem so bad, him saying like, "Oh, I didn't expect you to make it." It's a harsh world. I don't see that as like demeaning or anything. He's just saying, like, hey, a lot of people show up here. Most of them die. I'm surprised you made it. And yeah, he makes fun of you every once in a while, but it's like, what? So what? I don't know. People are too harsh on the guy. He's just trying to, you know, pass the time. He sits there all day. He's got to think of something to do. Insults is part of it. Yeah. She sells... What of this would be useful? Purging stone would be very useful to have around, but it costs 6,000. Yeah. We'll just have to, you know, not get cursed. Ever. Homeward bones are useful, and we have none. Another thing that we might want to buy. I think these different types of resins have actually existed the whole time, and were not added in the DLC, and I just forgot they existed. So that's kind of interesting. Dung pie... I don't think that's all that useful. Maybe, though. Same with the throwing knives. And then we got a bunch of arrows. Now, I never said specifically whether or not we were going to allow arrows. I'm just going to make it clear right now. Buying arrows is completely fine. And I'm saying that... and bolts, you know. I'm saying that because there's a possibility that we will get stuck with this crossbow. And otherwise, the crossbow's just useless. And if we're only relying on, like... Well, I mean, I think we found bolts at this point, haven't we? So I guess we could just rely on bolts we found. But that's kind of dumb, I think. I don't know if that really makes sense. I mean, like, again, it's hopefully a situation that we'll never run across, so it's not important in any way. But we certainly could run across it, so I want to be clear that for now, I'm allowing the purchase of bolts. Okay. Well, that's enough times for me to understand that I don't think we're going to get through there without any weapons. But then again, we got further last time. So maybe I have not fully understood. Is there anywhere else we want to go while we're naked? To take full advantage. I'll think about it while I head this way. The only place I can think of is maybe the catacombs. We could go into the catacombs and maybe get some items. Maybe. I don't know. That's a possibility. I don't know how far we could get without an item. I've never really done something like that. That's not even true, though. I have actually done that. Okay. Okay, yeah, I can think of one thing we could do. Because where the Great Scythe normally is, you can run down there, and it's fairly easy. Well, I wouldn't call it easy, but it's fairly simple to get down there without any weapons, and to grab the... I knew that guy was going to hit me, too. I heard him pulling back the bowstring. Yeah, it's fairly simple to get to where the thing usually is, so we could certainly try to... Okay, this is ridiculous. That wasn't enough to kill me, though. You slit my throat and I'm alive. I have no armor, you slit my throat and I'm perfectly fine. It's kind of interesting, gotta say. Would not have expected that. Let's wait for the dog to get down. Okay, well, that's not exactly what I meant by getting down, but that worked out. Wow, I'm surprised. Now, where are the other items in this level? There's... Or level. This part. There's one back there, I think. Oh, that guy just disappeared. Or is it back there? Yes, it's back there. Let's grab that. That'll probably end with us being dead. Shadow Garb. That's interesting. Don't you actually get the Shadow Garb around here? Or is that somewhere... Or am I thinking of the Thieves' outfit? You get something like that around here, so that's actually kind of interesting. That's another one of those lore situations where, like, it makes sense. Yeah, you're in Lower Berg. You find a Shadow Garb. Yeah, sure. Do we want to try that again? Maybe one more time. We could also try the catacombs. I think I'm just gonna try it just one more time because we got an item out of that one, so we're gonna try it once more. If we don't get an item, then we're done. And we're actually going to try fighting the Capper demon. Right, I don't know if I actually finished my thought earlier, but I was going to say that. The thing I've said that I was going to do is that I'm going to beat all the bosses, right? All the bosses, maybe including the DLC, maybe not. kind of not sure about it. I'm leaning towards including it if we get that far, because I think it'll be fucking just madness trying a run like this the first time through something. Like, it'll just be crazy. But if we actually get that far, it's probably because we're doing fairly well, so it might be this exactly the kind of crazy we need to shake things up a bit. You know what I'm saying? That guy is too fast. But yeah, so like, I'm not against it. So it's just, it might also just end our run very prematurely. If we, you know, again, if we've actually gotten that far, that means we're doing fairly well, so we could probably get a lot further. Not sure. But, right, the point I was actually trying to get to, before I keep going on all these tangents, is that I'm going to beat all the bosses, maybe or maybe not, including the DLC, but I have not, you know, I have no promises that I'm necessarily going to, you know, like, go through all areas, or get all items, or anything like that, kill all enemies. Like, right here. These guys, after I grab this item, there is no reason to ever go back here. Okay, well, I didn't actually manage to grab the item. But if I had, there would be no reason to ever go back to that location and kill those guys. So I would just skip them naturally. And in fact, what I was going to say is I might skip all of the Bergs and just fight the Capra Demon. That's what he's called, right? Just fight the Capra Demon, not even worry about the rest of the Bergs, especially if after I've grabbed all the items, because, like, what's the point? That's just a more risk. But this is actually a pretty good spot to end it. I'm considering almost... I don't really like doing things off-screen, because usually something interesting might happen while I'm doing it. And especially if I... You know, well, anyway, yeah, like, something interesting might happen off-screen while I'm doing it, and even if I was recording, it's not going to be as good as if I was recording the whole time. And most of the time, there's no reason to actually do something like that, unless I was trying to grind. But again, if I was grinding, I could die or something, and then it would, you know, it wouldn't be recorded, or I wouldn't be, you know, like, saying stuff when it happened, or whatever. But in this situation, I'm considering it just because we literally have nothing to lose, and the only thing I would be doing is trying to run up there naked and grab the item, like that item we just didn't manage to get just then. Just trying maybe a couple more times off screen, because, you know, like, I don't think it's like I said, I think there's still some excitement to be had in running around naked avoiding enemies, but you do the same thing over and over again. It doesn't matter how exciting it is, it's gonna get boring. So I might do that off screen. I'm gonna sort of consider it. If you've got an opinion on it, you can comment, and I might take it into account. Especially if you say you absolutely no way, you know, like, that is fucking against the rules. You can't not record. We don't know what you were doing. If that's, you know, I understand. So, you know, if that's the way it is. But that's where we're going to end it for now. I think that's a good place to call it. So, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.